Hey, Max, morning, everyone. Hey, listen, this is the very first time I'm actually using that system that I have. I'm actually connected with Ecamm and Facebook, and I got a little setup here that I'll be doing for the first time. So I hope that this goes nice and smoothly. If you happen to be watching this live, feel free to give me a thumbs up as you come across this video here, just to make sure that I am coming across. I'm kind of doing this blindly right now, but I believe that it's being shared into the group. Well, hey, folks, my name is Chris. I'm a Crown Diamond with Max International. And if you're part of this group, and maybe you were invited several years ago, I believe this group started about 9 years ago. It's very possible that some people might have invited you here and you have no idea what this is all about. We are a group of entrepreneurs that is involved with a company called Max International. Okay. And if you are active or not active, do get back with the person who invited you to this group to make sure that you get all the information that you feel is necessary for you to understand the purpose of what we're trying to do here. The other thing for all of you here that are active building your Max business, I know that you're pretty much aware of what's going on because you've been watching previous videos. Make sure to come back to the group. And very important is so you can follow all the updates and the information that we share with you on a daily basis or weekly basis. And again, I know it's been a little bit quiet in the past few days because of the holidays. We're all kind of resynchronizing and setting ourselves up to prepare for 2022. And there's a lot more that meets the eye when you organize a system like that to make sure that everybody benefits from the information. The other thing I wanted to mention here, just looking at my notes, is as you are watching the information in this group, there's an expression that Eric often uses, posers, where people are just sit there, they don't get involved, they don't activate, they don't participate, they don't comment, they're kind of like ghosts, right? My recommendation here, folks, is your comments are really important for us. It gives us a sense of direction if the information that we share with you is actually helpful or not. It also gives up some feedback in areas that maybe we need to improve upon or improve on. So please don't be shy in sharing your feedback. I know many of you have done that, and I'm grateful for all of you that are doing this. Tammy, Ann, and I decided to create this group because we want to really bring to you with a lot of the diamonds that are also part of the accelerator. There's quite a few of them, and I don't have the list in front of me, and because of that, I don't want to mention one and not mentioning others, so I apologize for not mentioning you. There'll be future videos, and I'll be more prepared, and I'll make sure that all your names are mentioned that are part of the accelerator, especially the 2022 version. The purpose here is we really want to bring the value, right? And share with you the benefits and everything that we learn, because we understand that it's expensive. This is an expensive course. It is not easy to get involved and financially to get involved in these kind of courses. And for that reason, we want to bring this to you. And you will find that a lot of these videos are going to come in weekly, daily, monthly. And all you need to do is just participate. And that's why we ask you to comment and share your feedback to give us a sense of a compass, direction that if what we share with you is actually making a difference, it's actually helping you. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, the purpose of this video here today is where I wanted to talk about day 0. See, Eric Worre on yesterday, did a session that lasted about an hour or so in reference to prepare for the 90-day run. And again, just to recap, that 90-day runs are one of the most impactful and the most useful approach to starting a business. If you're brand new, if things have been saturated, maybe you've been dealing with a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues when it comes to price increase, inflation, and all of the things that's been going on since the pandemic. And folks, my recommendation is don't get all caught up into that mess, right? It's a rabbit hole that will just keep digging, and if you dig into all of that and you get stuck into that mode, it'll be very difficult for you to find a motivation to build your business. And this is something that Tammy and I'm sure Ann feel the same way. we've been able to work around, and that's the reason why we associate yourself and rub shoulders with the millionaires in this industry and these kind of courses, and it's completely free to you, completely free to you. You can also, because this group is public, you can share the videos into your different respective groups if you feel that it's useful. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'm hoping that everything will go well. Okay, I'm hoping that this is working well here. Okay, so at this moment, you should be able to see me on the right-hand side, and you should be able to see my screen with my notes here. So, okay, let me grow a little bit. Okay, here we go. Okay, sorry, I messed that up a little bit here. Okay, I shouldn't have played with that. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, so what's going on here is this is something that Eric started in his session yesterday. Again, I'm just doing a summary here. It's not going to be a long session. What he suggested is many of our Facebook friends. I know that my Facebook, and you probably noticed if you look at my private page, at one point I was at 5,000, and now I have about 40 or 50 or 60 free spots. And I do that because at one point I was at 499, and some people are trying to be friends with me, and I just can't because I have no more space. So, and I don't want to get rid of anybody, right? Because I don't want to be disrespectful. But here's what Eric said. And again, you know, there's different opinions on this one. I think there's a lot of ways we can work around this. And not everybody has 5,000 friends. And the purpose that he's doing this is that based on the friend that you have in your page, you may only see certain kind of posts that are related to the people that might interact more often, that are not necessarily, or let me rephrase that. Maybe they're all posting max stuff, right? And if you're trying to prospect, and you're trying to, and again, I'm giving you a logic as to why he did that. If you're trying to look for new prospects to build your business, it's very possible that it might be difficult, right? Because the information on your personal private page is overwhelmed with Max stuff. And what he stated, well, if you turn around and remove some of the Max associates from this private page and keep it more generic, then you'll be able to, to maybe connect more with people that are strangers that you're trying to bring into your business, right? So what you see here on your screen, it's an example. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to unfriend people, and I don't want to create any kind of bad blood. And again, these are opinions. You can choose to do what you see as you see fit. This is my opinion on that, okay? But the point here is what he explained is that you can easily just unfriend some people, but make sure they understand the reasoning why you unfriend. Don't just unfriend them out of the blue. They're going to think that you don't like them. They did something, right? So, you know that social media today, it's such an important environment for many people. So we want to handle this correctly. And that's the reason why he wrote this letter here. Okay. So obviously you can always come back to this video and pause it. If you want to copy this, feel free to do that. So I'm going to go down to the assignments that he talked about, which is really important. I want to focus here on the main assignment dealing with hot market. Okay, he didn't really deal with cold market. That's going to be happening throughout the weeks, you know, as we are progressing with the 90-day run. And what he started to do here, and again, understand the logic, is that I don't know if you remember when Tammy and I and Ann, when we were traveling into your markets, into your groups, into your countries, into your meetings, and we started doing some trainings, what do we start doing? Well, make your list. And in your list, what do we suggested that you do? Well, approach the warm market, the people you're close to, the people that you are familiar with. Why? Because even though they might be a little bit tougher on you, they're more comfortable to deal with than dealing with a complete stranger. You understand? So that's kind of the whole idea behind his logic here. So he said, well, let's start with the hot market and approach with the friends and family. And what he did here is I wrote down the notes, but just so you know, let me bring this up here. Let's see if I can kind of zoom that in a little bit and zoom it. Okay. So these are his actual notes. Okay. That he took in real time yesterday as he was sharing. And this is basically what he wrote. So what I did is instead of looking at that, I'm going to go back to the notes that I wrote here for you to have some clarity. And then I'll come back with the call to action on the homework as I finish this. So what he shared here is, first of all, approach to friends and family. Okay, so the people you're close to, people you interact with, your close friends. And what he stated here, and I don't know if you remember on the trainings that we talk about prospecting and inviting, be in a hurry. right? Well, this is where this comes from, is often if you start going into a big discussion and you start talking about science and the products and the details, it's what you're doing is that you are going to overwhelm your prospect with too much data, too much information. And often the whole thing is we want to pique to curiosity. We just want them to kind of turn their head and look at you, and you have their attention for maybe like 1 minute or two, if you know what I mean, right? You don't want to get into all the sciencey and all the details, because let's think about it. When Max has a lot of information, you can certainly dig into this forever. So the point here is be in a hurry, right? It says, listen, just on my way, let's say you're calling someone here. John, I'm just on my way out right now, and I wanted you to look at something that came to my attention that I think can really benefit you, especially in this pandemic time right now where people are losing their jobs, right? I'm just giving you a quick example of how I would approach it. And one of the things is, number two, is compliment. You remember the trainings we did on the prospecting? It's all there, right? So in other words, John, listen, I really respect your opinion. I respect you as an individual. I respect you as an entrepreneur. And you know what? I really think that this could really benefit you. And I'd love for you to, in this case, he's using, I love your support, right? So let's say you're looking into a customer, right? Maybe not the business, but as a customer point of view. So this one be a little bit different. John, listen, I really respect your opinion. I'd like for you to support what I'm doing. And the fact here is I'm involved in his company. So number three is briefly mention the business. Briefly mention it, but don't get into it so much, because then people's defenses go up and everything else. And that was the whole point, right? And right away say, John, listen, I'm not trying to recruit you, right? Again, it's his approach being on the defensive side, right? My approach might be a little bit different. Me today being like a crown diamond, I don't want to waste time. But of course, when we're building the business, there's a lot of different approach on how we want to go about it. And he's doing it in a very, very diplomatic, very sensitive approach. So in this case, John, listen, don't worry, I'm not trying to recruit you. The fact here is I wanted you to try this product. Just try it 1 month, because I would love to have your opinion. Your opinion matters to me. And as a matter of fact, if you feel that this product really does well for you, then I can see something that could be big for me in the future. And I really respect your opinion. You see what I'm doing? I'm putting them on a pedestal. And in fact, I wouldn't say that to someone that I didn't believe that, by the way, right? So be careful by commenting and sharing information to someone that, you may not know, or they don't know you, because they're going to see that you're just kind of, flattering them for the purpose of what you're trying to do. So again, use your judgment call on this one, right? And then from there, brief them on the cost. The product is cost that much. And again, there's many different approaches we can go about this. Here's how we use the product. I know that Dr. Izzy I saw a great video she did on some examples of how to get the money to get started, and some ideas on how to use the products and things like that. And many of us are going to be sharing some of those things as we keep evolving with the time in this group. So the fact is, explain to them how to use the product. Share with them some of the feedback you've had. We know in Max what we have. Right? It's been for the past, many of you, it's been over 14 years. Some of you, it's been 10 years. Some of you, it's been 7 years. Some of you, it's been a month. Or some of you, it's been a week. So the fact here, story sells, remember, and facts tells. Always remember that, right? And if you feel the person is resistant, right, and they're being, guards up, says, listen, John, if you try this, I won't bother you again. I really, really value your opinion, and it would matter a lot for me for you to try this. I know it's gonna have value for you, but I would love for you to try it and give me your feedback. So I'm kind of trying to transcend what Eric was sharing in my own words, but it summarizes to that. And the fact here is, I keep going down on the assignment. What he suggested is, reach all of your close friends and families within the next 24 to 36 hours. Now remember, it's a 90-day run. We are starting right now. And the thing is that you want to concentrate, put your blinders on, and absolutely laser focus on the task at hand. I remember when I started my business, and Tammy and I started our business with Max International, I never forgot. For the first 2 months, I'm not kidding, it was 12 to 18 hours a day. We started in the morning all day long, and it went on for 2 months straight. Every single day, presentations, every single day. I never forgot that. This is about 15 years ago, 14 and a half years ago now, right? So I know how, because that 2 months, I'm not kidding, that 2 months has set us that to an income bracket that was able to sustain us and to grow to where we are today. So this 90-day run, that's 3 months, right? So I just explained to you what we did in 2 months, but it was really, really concentrated. That's what we're trying to do here for you, is to encourage you to concentrate your efforts and put all the things aside. Now, I understand there's some judgment here, there's some, common sense. I get all of that. I'm just telling you what we've done because we were full-time. It was do or die for us. This is the only source of income we have, and we've built an empire with that, right? So that's kind of this is what we want to bring to you. So what Eric suggested here is called all your close friends and family within the next 24 to 36 hours, okay? Within a day to 2 days to 3 days. Call them all and invite them to try. And the next thing here now, we have a group with the accelerator, but this is your group, the Crown Diamond Global Impact. That is your group, okay? And what I recommend is the moment you start getting results, hey, I got my first customer, hey, I got a person that's interested in the product, just share it, right? Share a picture, share a comment, share a little Facebook Live, and trust me, we'll be observing and we'll be commenting on that. It will serve you well. Right? So that was the second one. And then let's go back down here because he added one at the end. And let me grow this a little bit here. Okay. And so post your results in real time over here. And number 3 is summary results, right? So in other words, kind of summarize what you went through, what has happened, what's going on. And again, all of that could be really embedded in the second post. Now, the one thing that I want to also share with you that I did not mention, but he did talk about, and I want to go back to this. This is what I meant here. Okay, that's why I skipped that, but I now remember what this was. See, what happened is Eric was stating that if he could go back to his 90-day run when it all started, it would be worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. So what he suggested to us is document all the steps. This is day 1. So document your steps. Take videos, take pictures, write them down, right? And then document day 1, day 2, day 3. You know why? Because if you have that documented, what's going to happen is you'll be able to duplicate the process with new people coming into your business. And that's what he meant by it'd be worth millions. Because what he has done has brought him to be extremely successful in this industry. So that's kind of what he meant over here. Okay, so let me go back here and we'll just kind of stop sharing my screen. Okay, I think we should be good here. Okay, I hope that all of this is being recorded and everything is going well. Anyway, if not, I'll have to do it all over again. So the point here, folks, here is that, our goal is to really help you succeed in this business. And I know we can help you, but you have to take action. You have to participate. You have to follow through on the activities. And I understand that many of you are very busy and there's a lot of things going on in your lives. All I'm saying is look at your agenda, look at your schedule of the things that you do on a daily basis. And try to find some time where you can really concentrate some serious time in building your Max business. I know there's challenges out there. I know there's issues that, some of you are dealing with. I get it. But don't let those issues get in the way of the big picture. I promise you. Because whatever issues are here today, tomorrow, there'll be other issues. Those issues will be gone, but there'll be other issues. I truly believe that what we have as a company, as a product, as an opportunity, keeping in mind that we probably have one of the most sophisticated and incentive trip programs that I've never seen in the industry. When you put all that together, folks, I'm telling you, it is a great home. So my name is Chris. I'm really happy to have this opportunity to share this with you. I hope the information was properly recorded, and we'll see that in a minute. Okay. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. That was day 0.